Hi vinyl community, it's Michael again, back again with another video. This one is going to be all live albums, some of my favorite live albums. Um, Might as well get started here with the first one. This is Robin Hitchcock and the Egyptians, Gotta Let This Hen Out. It's from 1985, excellent sounding album. It's great versions of Soft Boys and Robin Hitchcock solo stuff. And if you're a big fan of Robin Hitchcock, it's a great album to check out. Up next, this is Mission of Burma, The Horrible Truth About Mission of Burma. It's also from 1985. This was recorded on their last tour. Of course, they reunited maybe 10 years later, but at the time, this was their last album. But great sounding live album. Lots of their classic songs. I don't know if you're a fan of this band, but they're really good. They do a great version of Pere Ubu's Heart of Darkness. Really good. And they also do a version of the Stooges' Dirt. It's a great band. Been a fan of theirs for a long time. Up next, this one, a lot of people know this, a lot of people show this. This is Velvet Underground, 1969. Really good live Velvets. Kind of mellow. This is the later period Velvets with Doug Yule. Just great classic cuts of their, versions of the classic songs. Waiting for the Man, Sweet Jane, Femme Fatale, Rock and Roll, Pale Blue Eyes, Heroin. It's all there. Great live album. Everybody knows this one. So you check it out if you don't already know about it. This band, this is the Gories. This is the Shaw tapes live in Detroit in 1988. Really good. The Gories are great. I love the Gories. Really good high energy rock, punk rock. This 3-piece, minimal drums. And what I didn't know was this guy here, his name's Mick Collins. He's also the lead singer of the Dirt Bombs, which kind of surprised me. But yeah, this is a great album. If you like the Gories, you want to check this one out. Really good sounding, great album. This one, Alice Cooper, Live at the Whiskey A Go Go from 1969. Yeah, pretty sure it's 1969. But this is so good. I love this era of the band. Really good. It says here, if you notice on the cover, the Y on whiskey is gone. And the reason behind that is it says here that the Department for Alcoholic Beverage Control deemed it illegal to advertise an alcoholic beverage by including it on a club marquee. So rather than change the name of his venue, owner Elmer Valentine opted to break the Y off the neon, thus reflecting in the cover art of this package. So that's the reason why you don't see the Y there. But this is so good. Lots of early Alice Cooper songs from Pretty's For You, and I think from Easy Action too, but great album. great live sound. Love Alice Cooper, the original band, of course, but really good. Now this one, you may know this album. This is Jimi Hendrix, Band of Gypsies. Really good. This is Australian pressing with an alternate cover. Really good. Good recording. In case you're wondering, I don't know if anybody has shown this to you, but if you know who these people are on the cover, that's Jimmy, Brian Jones. This is radio DJ John Peel, and that's Bob Dylan. So there you go. But great album, great live album. Recorded in what, 69, 70, New Year's Eve 69, and just really good. Machine Gun is exceptionally well done on this. But if you like Hendrix, most of you probably have. If you're a Hendrix fan, you probably do have the other version of this. But great album, really good live. And this one, a little more modern, not too modern, but this is Nirvana, live at the Paramount. It's from 1992, I believe, when it was recorded. This one came out in 2019. Yeah, this is really good. There's also a video available of this, DVD. But if you like Nirvana, which I do, I'm a pretty big fan of Nirvana, this is a great live album. It's got a lot of their well-known songs on it, and it's just really worth having if you're a Nirvana fan. So you might want to check this one out. Really good. Up next, REM Unplugged from 1991. This is 2014. Really good album. I love REM. They're one of my all-time favorite bands. I've seen them live like 8 times during the course of their career. But this is a great album. Lots of good versions of songs from Out of Time, and a few covers. The Trogs cover, Love Is All Around. But this great live album from REM. So you want to check that one out too if you're an REM fan. This one is the Stooges, live at Goose Lake in August of 1970. This is pretty good. It's not the greatest sound quality, but it's a good document of the band at that time, of the original band with Dave Alexander. This is on Third Man Records. Really good. Good versions of a lot of stuff from Funhouse on this. And as I understand it, this was the last concert that Dave Alexander, the original bass player, played. Iggy fired him from the band that night because he says he messed up while they were playing, but everybody was fucked up anyway, so it's kind of, especially Iggy, so it kind of just was redundant for him to fire him like that. But, you know, it's all history now. If you like the Stooges, you might want to check this one out. Great live album from them. Up next, this is the Yardbirds, Five Live Yardbirds. This is their first album. Was never really officially released in the U.S. Came out in England and Europe on the Columbia label. This is a reissue from 1975 on Charlie Records. But this was recorded live at the Marquee Club. Great albums. Only full-length album that they did with Eric Clapton on guitar. But great bluesy, just fantastic stuff here. You know, I'm a Man, Too Much Monkey Business, Smokestack Lightning. All these, none of these are original songs. They're all cover versions of old blues standards. But this was the world's introduction to the Yardbirds and Eric Clapton. Oh, this is a great, great album. As soon as he left the band after this, he did that album with John Mayall, the Blues Breakers album. So, great album. If you like Eric Clapton or the Yardbirds, is a great album to check out. Up next, this is 13th Floor Elevators. It's live from 1966. This doesn't sound too bad. I guess it was like a radio broadcast in Texas, but it sounds pretty good for being recorded in 1966. But just really good sounding. There you go. And what can I say, you know, the 13th Floor Elevators, you know, I would have loved to have seen this band, actually seen them live. But good album to check out. Any live album by 13th Floor Elevators, if you can find one, is pretty good. Surprisingly, all the recordings of their albums weren't half bad. So, up next, this is Pink Floyd, 1967 and 1968, recorded for the BBC. This is fantastic. This has live versions of songs from Piper at the Gates of Dawn, featuring Syd Barrett, of course. But you know, it's nice to have live versions of that stuff. But there you go. Nice, clean, black vinyl, 2-record set. The one disc is 1967 and the other disc is 1968. The 1967 album plays at 45. And the 1968 album plays at 33. Why it's like that, I have no idea. But it sounds great. I mean, great versions of Astronomy Domini, The Gnome, Scarecrow, Set the Controls for the Heart of the Sun, Matilda Mother, Flaming, and then they do some cover versions. They do Green Onions. I guess that's the only cover version there. But yeah, Green Onions, Vegetable Man, Scream Thy Last Scream. But great sounding album from the BBC archives. This is a bootleg. I don't know how they got a hold of these, but great sounding. If you're a Pink Floyd fan, which I know a lot of you are, and you might want to check this one out if you can find it. Up next, this is another bootleg. This is Smashing Pumpkins, live at Del Mar Fairgrounds in 1993. It's a FM broadcast. Uh, Really good. A lot of songs from Siamese Dream, um, mostly from Siamese Dream and Gish. It's like my favorite period of the band. But this is so good. It's really well recorded. It sounds well, played well. If you're a Smashing Pumpkins fan, you might want to check this one out. It's really good. Okay, here yet another. There's going to be a few bootlegs here. This is another one. It's the Rolling Stones Philadelphia Special 2-record set. This is from their, I love that centerfold there. But this is from the Exile on Main Street tour from 1972. Really good. If you can see the song lineup there, might be kind of blurry for you, but yeah, Brown Sugar, Bitch, Rocks Off, Happy, Tumbling Dice, Sweet Virginia, Love in Vain. Mick Taylor playing guitar on Love in Vain is like one of the most best versions of that song. So yeah. Mix of their classics and most of the songs from Sticky Fingers and Exile on Main Street. The Rolling Stones Philadelphia Special. This is on, oh, I should show you the inside here. This is on The Swinging Pig is the label. I think it might be like by the same people that did Trademark of Quality, but really nice inner sleeves there. There's the label, nice colored vinyl, kind of translucent somewhat, but really good recording, soundboard recording actually. But I really like this album. One of the better bootlegs of the Stones that I own. Here's the other record. There you go. Clear vinyl. And again, the inner sleeve with drawings by William Stout. But I love the Rolling Stones, which most people do, and this is a great live album, and I'm really glad to have gotten this, had this for quite a while. As you can see, I paid like $20 for it. That was back in the early 90s. So, okay, next one. Another REM. This is Radio Free Europe, live from Capitol Theater in Passaic, New Jersey, June 9th, 1984. This is fantastic. This is like, it sounds so good. It's almost like professional. It's just, you could hardly believe that this is a bootleg. I mean, it sounds like a legitimate release, as good as a legitimate release. But they do Pale Blue Eyes as a cover. Most of the stuff they do is from Murmur and Reckoning. But just great. I love this period of REM, the early years between 1983 and 1985. I mean, I like all their stuff, but my favorite period of them was around this time. Like, I saw them for the first time in 1984 for the Reckoning album. and it was such a good concert. Alright. Alright. Next. This is the Mothers of Invention. This is previously unreleased historic performances recorded live at the Ark in Boston in 1968. Really, really good sounding. I don't know if this is like a soundboard recording or from a FM broadcast, but just really good sounding. Like replica there of Zappa's Bizarre label, but excellent sounding. I got a few other Zappa bootlegs featuring the original Mothers of Invention lineup, and they all sound fantastic. So this is worth checking out if you're a fan of Frank Zappa and the Mothers of Invention and you like that early period. Just great album. Great sounding album. Alright, up next. This is the Cramps, Weekend on Mars. This is from Club 57, Irving Plaza, New York, August 18th, 1979. Great live album from the Cramps. Cramps, one of my favorite bands. They do Voodoo Idol, Weekend on Mars, of course, Human Fly, Garbage Man, Teenage Werewolf, Sunglasses After Dark, just to name a few. But this sounds fantastic. For a bootleg, this sounds incredible. And I love this photo there of the band. It's so good, so cool. Ivy showing off her goods. Cramps. Great live band. I've seen them a lot too. Well, not as many times as Vinyl Richie, but they were a great live band. Up next, got a few more here to go. Up next, this is Rocky Erickson and the Aliens, If You Believe in Ghosts. This is, I'm not really sure when this was recorded. Live, 1981, Austin, Texas. Nice psychedelic cover there. Wouldn't have it any other way for Rocky. Just pretty cool labels. But like Two-Headed Dog, Bloody Hammer, Bo Diddley as a headhunter, all the good stuff that Rocky did his solo years, a lot of his solo stuff. I think he does do no, it's not on this. I thought he did a version of You're Gonna Miss Me, but it's not on this one. But great album. Love Rocky Erickson. Love 13th Floor Elevators. When I saw this, I had to get this. I picked this up at a record show about 20 years ago. Really good. Sounds great. Fantastic. Okay. Two more here. This is the Beatles. This is Beatles on stage in Japan from the 1966 tour. This is just paper on there, but Yeah, it's surprisingly well recorded. Usually live stuff from the Beatles of this time period, a lot of screaming, can't really hear what they're playing, but this sounds fairly decent. I mean, it's not uh, top notch, but it sounds pretty good. Um, this is stuff they did from uh, Revolver and Rubber Soul, and a few like older stuff, like I Want to Be Your Man, I'm Down, Babies in Black, but really good. There's like an alternate photo there from the photo shoot for the Sgt. Pepper album. Um, Pretty cool. But yeah, sounds great. And finally, the last one here. This is this album's been written about many times, and it's been called the greatest live album ever recorded. This is The Who Live at Leeds from 1970. This is a British reissue from 72, I think. Really, it has all the inserts, everything. Yeah, it even has the poster. Very cool. Nice to have. But yeah, this is a great live album from The Who. There's an expanded version of this where they play the complete Tommy, and it's good, but there's also an Isle of Wight recording where they play all of Tommy. So it's like, how many recordings of Tommy do you need? But this is great. I love this album. I've always loved it ever since I first heard it. Everybody knows it. The Who Live at Leeds. And check it out if you don't know about it. So that's it for this video. I'd like to thank everybody that's subscribed to me lately, and I also like to thank Steve Carlson and Cosmic Brian for giving me shout outs, which led to more people subscribing to me. So thanks a lot, everybody, for tuning in, and I'll see you again real soon. Take care.